PJ from Game Gumbo. I've got my guest here, Dan Thurot, and we're talking Spicy Odd Games. We've talked about a lot of details in some games. This is one I think you're going to have to handle because although I've played the game, it was so out there. I'm not sure I can describe it, Dan, and I'm talking about Cosmic Frog.
Yeah, Jim Felly does some pretty unhinged designs. And oddly enough, this is his most accessible. This is the one this is the closest to mainstream he's done. You play as 2-mile-tall frogs who, when the world ended, are now gobbling up parts of it to put in their gullet and then regurgitate into pocket dimensions to make new worlds. And this is so idiosyncratic, but I love this game. We just played it the other day. Its tabletop simulator module is actually in some ways better than the real thing because it sets it up for you. It's a real pain to set up. It's hilarious. I think this game is comedy gold. I love it. I know that a lot of people don't get along with it quite as well as I did. You don't go 5 seconds without luck in this game, which I know luck makes some people break out in hives.
So the first time we played it, we actually bailed on it after a round because it was just so out there. So again, it's just TPS. This is 11:30 at night. It's like, okay, we'll try later. We came back to it and we played. And Dan, we went to the mindset going, okay, there's going to be some crazy stuff that happens. And once we got that in, it actually became fun. You know how you get the special power cards? Yeah. We traded special power cards so many times that we really couldn't even keep up with what each person's special powers were. And it became fun that way because you might get a junky special power. And then the next round, you've got this amazingly crazy special power and nobody's expecting it. And you're just running roughshod all over the board. At the same time, it's got this really weird theme about giant frogs eating the world and spitting it back out. It's got this board right here. And the board is a spatial puzzle that's really kind of unique and intriguing. I actually had a good time with the spatial puzzle. Did you enjoy that part of it?
Yeah, and it depends how many people you play with. So if you play with a lower count, it really shines. At a higher count, because you can attack other frogs and forcibly destroy their little world to steal its parts for yourself. And so our game that we played the other day was with 6. So the winning score was like 14 or something. And we've seen points up in something like 60. So it can get really nutty with more. If you're already struggling at the sound of all of the chants, I would say don't play this with more than 4 people. But I love it. It is just so wacky.
I have had trouble just even explaining how to play. Each different part is almost like a unique mechanism to the game. The way you put out those tiles, it's this crazy splinter card that comes out, and then everything around it gets destroyed. So slowly, Dan, it's sort of like a timer in the game, right? The board itself gets tighter and tighter, forcing the frogs really to just do battle. Where at the start of the game, we're all in different parts of the board, and there wasn't a lot of player interaction. By round 3 or 4, or whatever the rounds are called, I don't remember. We were literally on top of each other. Literally.
Yeah, and I at first it almost feels like you're going to just not even interact. But as the splinter or the shard or whatever it's called is gradually broken down, you're forced into friction with each other. And how do you do friction? Well, yeah, you can jump on people and punch them, but more importantly, you can kick them into alternate dimensions where they are trapped and they have to fight their way back out of it.
I think that's this part right here where you have to go through these different outer steps to get back on the board.
Okay. Rather than turtles all the way down, this one's frogs all the way down.
Frogs all the way down.
Yeah, all the way down.
Yeah, so Dan's not a big fan of saying things like, if you're into this game, then that, or maybe this game is this or that. And I know you're not, Dan, but this is one of those games I think you almost have a duty as a reviewer to tell people, if you don't like player conflict, if you don't like realizing, you might want to step away. That doesn't mean I don't think it's a good game. I don't like a lot of those things, but I thought Cosmic Frog, at least the second time, was a lot of fun. And this is how I'd say it. I'd play it again. It's not like one of these area control games where I play it once to see if I like it. I enjoy the experience. It was a good group. I don't need to play it again, like Inish. Don't need to play that again. But Cosmic Frog is a game I would definitely play again.
Yeah, I've played this at least a dozen times, and every time has been hilarious for a different reason. So I see in your chat crew, Topher is asking if someone likes Talisman, would they like this? It's similar in the sense that the game is writing you. There's a lot of luck. I wrote an article actually just talking about how many types of luck this game has, and it's like 6. It's just luck all the way down. So many types of luck. But once you surrender to that, then it kind of evens out. The game we played the other day, you showed those splinters, right? They're like comets hitting you. I got hit by 2 of them, which of course meant I had lost the game pretty handily. And that's, it's not the kind of game that you play if you really want to get into the competition and try to win. It's more the game that you jump into and have a zany time. And that's something I would say about Talisman as well, right? You play that because you want to sit around and tell silly jokes with your friends and have goofy stuff happen to you.
Right. It's cosmic, man. You got to lose your hangups. You got to,
I think Dan's right. It's the story of the game that you're going to remember much more. The points that you scored it's how the person won the game, not exactly the points they scored. And Nick says the art looks great, and I think Marshall Wells hits it on the head. When we opened up the contents on TTS, it looks like a metal album cover from start to finish. It's like a Rush concept album. I think that's what this game is. It's a Rush concept album. So we've got a couple of other. So that's Cosmic Frog. I don't remember all the particulars. Who's the publisher and who's the designer?
So it was designed by Jim Felly of Devious Weasel Games.
Okay.
So he's both the designer and the publisher. He does his own stuff, probably because they are so idiosyncratic. But yeah, this is his. If you've heard of games like Zimby Mojo or Bemused, and you've been intimidated, somehow Cosmic Frog is his most approachable. Somehow
it is accessible. The rule set was a little tricky to get into, but once we got the first round over and done, we picked up the game. It's going to take a full round to figure out exactly how all these systems work. But I'm going to tell people that even if you're not the biggest fan of luck or not the biggest fan of player conflict, if you go into it with the right frame of mind, you're going to enjoy Cosmic Frog. I did, and I would play it again. So that's what I'll say. All right, it's a board game show. We like to play board games, and I've got my buddy Alex Goldsmith, who finally showed up. We've been waiting for. I'm going to say it with a straight face. Sorry,
you couldn't.
I saw you come in. We were just starting Cosmic Frog, and we had just finished the other game, so I wanted to get to those. And
no, it's fine. By the way, I was here well before Cosmic Frog, I might add.
I saw you in there, but I wanted to get Cosmic Frog in and make sure I had the picture of it. And the reason, Dan, I wanted to talk about it is because Cosmic Frog is a game that not a lot of people are talking about on social media at all. And I think people need to experience that game. I really do. Alex, I think you would like this game. I'm telling you. No, I'm being serious. I think you would like to play it once. I don't think you would ever own it.
Alex, keep making that face, and I'll make it the same. I don't think it doesn't feel like an Alex game to me.
It doesn't sound or look like an Alex game, other than
definitely not a Sean game. It's definitely not a Sean game, but I don't know that it's an Alex game either.
It's not an Alex game. And I think that, Dan, I think that's what the point is. I don't think it's a game that fits a certain crowd. I think that people are going to enjoy the experience. What was that game that you and I played, Alex, at the Daxar Con that was your game of the con 2 years ago, though? Getting on the rocket ship.
We're doomed.
So, yeah, We're Doomed. That's a game that I think when you and I did the review, I said, this is a game at a con, I give it a 4 or 5. In my home collection, I give it a 3. It's just not a game I would play with, every night. I think it's an experience type of game. And Dan, I think Cosmic Frog's that same way. I think you have to have the right group of players who are going to drink some beers and have a good time and mess with each other on the board.
Yeah.
Am I right?
You are absolutely right.
On this show, I'm right, Alex. Off the show, I'm not always right. Hey,
here's the thing. The percentage of games that you dislike is so unbelievably small. It's hard to tell exactly if this is fitting in the vein of, no, it's actually really good, or it's
BJ good.
Like I don't quite know.
The exact same thing.
I don't know that I said the game is really, really good, though. I'm not saying that the experience of the game is good. Right. I don't know that Weird Doom is a good game. The experience of playing Weird Doom at a convention with Alex Goldsmith, Dan, do not turn it down. You want to play Weird Doom with Alex when he's running, because you do a good job of running the game. I played the game where we didn't have an Alex Goldsmith in that game, Weird Doom, and it wasn't as good. So.